3rd of May, Rabbi Furst, Pirkei Avos.
About the mitzvah. I mean, okay, we have a moment now. I can just mention the basic question I just have is using the expression mensch on the mitzvah. So I know in popular language that's not, it's like a person who's a nice fellow, is a nice guy. In terms of the Torah world, though, it has a certain connotation. I'm not sure if that's what your intention is when you mean a true mensch. What's your intention behind that?
Like you say, a person who's reliable, responsible, who's goes beyond the letter of the law to try and do the right thing.
Okay, I'm not okay. Listen, I would suggest maybe if you maybe ask Rav Breitowitz if I'm not sure how often that expression is usually used in these contexts. He would probably know better than me. That's basically my only question about what you have there. I want to just check it over, look at the dates again and just see the dates. You might want, if you send them email over to Rav Breitowitz, he'll probably be able to answer you on the usage of that expression, a true mensch, whether that what if that's usually used in these kind of cases. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay, fine, great. I'll send it to him, and yeah, if you could look at those dates, I'd appreciate it very much.
Good. Okay, fine, very good. Okay. Yeah.
All right, so we don't have to have the call today.
Probably not. There's also if you're speaking of Breitowitz, also, I mean, there are some that are careful about putting English on the mitzvah, but I'm not sure if that's the case over here. So you could ask him if there's certain customs about not putting English on the mitzvah, but I'm not sure if you have to go that far. I don't know.
Okay, I'll send him a copy of the whole thing and just ask him for his comments.
Yeah, very good. I'd be interested to know what he has to say.
I'll mention to him that you were wondering about the term mensch.
Yeah. Okay. That way he'll focus his attention.
Right.
On that, and I'd like to know if he has any what his comments are. Great. Okay, so yeah, so that we don't have to make a special meeting later on today. You could send that to Rav Breitowitz and see what he says, and then we can talk if necessary.
Good.
Okay, very good. All right. Let's see. I'm not sure who's the other.
Barry.
Okay, that's Barry. There's
I
no
don't know.
background.
I don't know where he is.
Okay, good. No problem. All right, this is. I guess we'll start the official. Shia. Okay. Good morning. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here. You see what's Samanavshi here in Yerushalayim, care of Zoom. We're learning right now in our first year in the morning, Megillas Ruth, and we are in the first parak, and with the 9th pasuk. Yeah, I guess if you like to begin reading, you could start. Well, we started this yesterday, but
so we're up to 9 now.
Let's continue on with it now this morning as well. Yeah, number 9.
Okay. Oh, here's Barry.
Good morning, Barry.
Yitain Hashem lachem umetzena menucha isha beis isha v'vatishak lahem v'tisena kolal v'tivkena. So it says, may God give to you mitzan is what
And like
that you will find. That you
right, you'll find manuka, you'll find rest.
find rest. Um, a woman in the house of her husband, and she kissed them, and they cried.
Right. Right. We call him with the
So this is Naomi giving a bracha to the two women when she's telling them that they should leave.
Well, I guess it does. I guess it's sort of a way of saying goodbye, right?
Right.
She's not exactly sending them away, but she's indicating that they should go and find their own lives and be happy with finding new husbands and such like that.
Right.
Okay, and yeah. So again, this is in support of the fact that they probably were not converted properly, right? Because had they been converted properly, it would be very, very difficult to suggest that they leave and find Menucha, base Isha.
With a non-Jewish husband.
Apparently, yeah, she wasn't. I don't think she wasn't suggesting that they come to Bnei Brak to look for Shidduchim.
That's right. So that seems to be pretty strong evidence.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nowhere, is it correct that there's nowhere in this Megillah that it says anywhere that they were converted? Okay, so this is a proof here that they were not, at this point, they were not converted. But when Ruth goes back to Eretz Israel, there's no mention of a conversion, correct?
Right. That's also problematic because the simply by following her Wyoming back there with Israel, that doesn't automatically make her a convert. Right?
Exactly, right. But is it possible to say that even though, because if you have to say there was a conversion, because he's not going to marry her if she wasn't properly converted. He's a gobble in the nation. I mean, if there was any kind of shaila at all, he would not get involved. So we have to say that there was a conversion at that point. Right?
Well, okay, don't forget, like in the background here, we didn't get into this now, but there was the whole, you're not supposed to take converts from Moab, right? That was the whole thing with David Amelech.
Right.
Right.
But that's not a female. A female was permitted.
No,
right?
So that was the Chiddush of Boaz, right? That was Boaz's Chiddush, but that was a machlokas. We'll try and get into this as we get further on into the Megillah, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't. But so I mean, even if Boaz was the one to decide that, but certainly that wasn't really known at the time when Elimelech's sons married these two women, right?
Right.
And in which case they shouldn't have taken apparently women from Moab. What are they doing taking women from Moab?
Right. And without a conversion. I mean, even if for some reason they might have known, but still it's very clear that they were not converted.
Yeah, I mean that seems to should have been pretty clear, right?
Right. So when Ruth gets to Eretz Israel, there's no conclusive pasuk that says that she was converted.
I don't think so.
And like Rebbe says that it was not well known that a female Moab could convert. So
Right.
since it was not well known, then how could she convert? Until Boaz put his foot down and said, look, this is the halacha. How could she had a conversion?
Right. That's
Right? Is that right? I mean, so
Yep.
so we have big problems here.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Yeah, that's part of what we're trying to keep our eyes and ears open for, to try and find evidence one way or the other.
And even after Boaz establishes that is the halacha, it doesn't say, okay, then they took Ruth and converted her. It doesn't. It's still there's still no, even after they accept him as the head of the Beis Din, that it's correct for her to convert. There's still no evidence that she did convert.
Right. We have to look and see if there's any evidence. Correct. Right. Good morning,
Okay,
Mark.
well,
Good morning.
we'll get to it. I guess.
Sorry, I'm late. Where are we?
We're just about to start Pasuk Yud in the first chapter of Ruth, just to
Okay.
start the Pasuk Yud.
Okay, thank you.
V'tomar na la ki itach nashuv la'amech. They said to her, no, on the contrary, we will return with you to your people.
But they didn't say our people.
Right. That's a good point, right? That's
The Amech,
right. They
so
didn't.
that's another problem.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a problem, but it's a support to the fact that they didn't consider themselves Jews. I mean, if
Yeah.
if they had been previously converted, right? So they would it would have been our people, right? They could have said to our people had they been converted. The fact that they said to
Right.
Naomi, your
Right.
people,
Had they been converted.
had they been converted, right?
Right. So that's more evidence that
Right.
apparently they were not converted.
Right.
And even and chas v'shalom, and if they were converted, for them to say your people, that would be, evidence that they didn't really consider themselves Jewish.
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent. I mean, on one hand, I mean, again, it's hard to put yourself into the psychology of a ger. I mean, on one hand, they want to be accepted in part of Klal Yisrael, and on the other hand, they still know when they're not really from the let's say the real McCoy. Right, I'm not has to show him being mezalza and converts. I have great respect and love for converts completely. But when you just take a look at their situation, like they're sort of in limbo themselves, meaning they're Jews, but yet to feel that it's that the Jewish people are their people. So on one hand, they can obviously like feel that way, definitely so, that they're accepted now as a Jew into the Jewish people. On the other hand, they know that they're really not from, that's not their original stock exactly. But they might have themselves some things on the subject. But here they refer to they want to go back with Naomi back to her people. So that's
Rabbi, are you talking?
Not this moment. Go ahead. You want to say something, Roy?
No, I thought you were talking. We couldn't hear you because
No.
your lips were moving, I think.
You
Oh,
were,
yeah.
you were kind of in the middle of a sentence and your lips were moving, but we couldn't hear you.
Okay, could be. I don't know. The signal's breaking up a little bit by me. Maybe that was part of it. Okay.
Yeah.
In any event, yeah. So that's significant. The way that they express themselves.
When they say, we'll return to your people, what are they going to do if they return to her people? That it would seem that they're saying we want to convert.
It could
No,
be.
I think they just want to go with Naomi. They love her.
I mean, look,
I
there,
mean,
there were
they
other
wanted-
options.
they-
There were other options of being. They could be at Ger Toshev. They, there are many options of living amongst the Jewish people and not converting. So they could conceivably want to go back with Naomi and realizing that that's the best way that they could live their lives. And even without the option of converting, they'd still be, say, they could be maidservants, or they could be ger toshev, they could be residents amongst the Jewish people, but not necessarily
Mhm.
have to go to the full conversion process.
Rabbi, I wanted to ask another question. When Naomi gets back and she's destitute, what happened to all of the property of her husband? I mean, when he went to Moab and he left all his property, so we have to assume that he sold it before he left, or he was, I don't know, he lost the mortgage. I don't know what happened. How did it happen that she came back and there wasn't all this land that he owned, that her deceased husband owned?
Right, but even according to the inheritance laws, the woman, the wife doesn't get that much of inheritance. She doesn't have an inheritance, right? She has a kasuba.
Oh, yeah.
She has a kasuba, but she doesn't inherit the husband. Right? The inheritance goes to
I
the
hear.
children. Yeah. So
And
legally,
they're
legally,
deceased.
and the children are deceased also. So then it would go to the next closest living relative and go down the line, right?
And that was the person that the Ploni Almoni, that the Boaz.
Apparently, yeah. Well, we'll see. They'll speak about this later on in the later chapters. This is going to be a point that's going to be brought up, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, but a good question, right? Very good, man. Okay. Let's go on to the next pasuk.
V'tomer Naami Shovna Benosai Lama Te Lachna Imi Ve'od Li Vanim B'Mei V'Hayu Lachem La'anashim. She said, Naomi said, return, my daughters. Why would you go with me? Do I have more sons in my innards that they will be husbands for you?
Yeah, that means well, Odli Bunim B'mai, do I have more sons in literally, I think in my womb, do I have more sons in my womb that they should be, right? For you to be husbands? I mean, curious statement. I mean, even if she was pregnant, right? So they'd still have to wait a good 13 years to marry any son that she might happen to have, right?
So this is a reference to Yibum?
I'm not sure.
why would she
I'm not,
make this statement? If it's as you said a second ago that they're going to be Ger Toshav, so why would they have to marry her children? They can marry other non-Jews.
right. So, well, I think this is in response to the exchange that just took place. I mean, Naomi originally suggested that they go and find and settle down and then remarry and find for them husbands, right? And their response to that was, no, we want to go with you back to your people, right? So
Oh, sorry.
the conversation, the discussion seems to be centering upon their future as wives to find people that would be appropriate for them to be husbands. I mean, that's the whole purpose of a woman, is that she should be married and she should have children, right? That's the whole purpose of a woman's existence, right? So the whole discussion's revolving around that subject, right? So she's responding to their negativity, to her suggestion that they go and return back to more or less back to their people and find husbands and settle down and have a life for themselves. Right? And they said, no, we want to go with you, right? Meaning that they were interested not in finding husbands from their own people. They wanted to find husbands from amongst the Jewish people, apparently.
I've got a side note here that I've written from a previous time. That in brackets, this is an issue of Yibun, and then I've got written down, but they are not Jewish. This is not a valid reason. If your deceased husband's brother was not yet born, there is no Yibum. And I've got Yavonis 17b and Devarim 25:5 is the source for this halacha. And I've 16. And verse 16 says, Naomi took the child and held it in her bosom, and she became his nurse. This must have been the child of Ruth, was it?
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's right, correct.
Yeah. And the neshama of her late son, Machlas, still what we've got. The neshama of Machlas was still involved there. Yeah, I've got that C16. I see. I can't read what I've written there. Anyway, that's some sort of babbling there for me.
No, but that's helpful, right? That that seems to indicate that that was the suggestion meaning is the discussion centering upon them simply having a life with men and having children from other men, or is it a question of Ibn? Maybe are we supposed to suggest that Ruth and Orpah were suggesting that they wanted to fulfill to have the mitzvah of Ibn done to them? I mean, again, if they're not Jewish, as you said, there's no mitzvah, and even if they were Jewish, the brother who's not alive at the time, there's no mitzvah there, according to Gemara, right?
Yeah. I've been able to read what I wrote now. The neshama of still pulsated in Naomi.
Uh-huh.
But why is Naomi even talking to them about that? If they're not converted, why isn't she saying to them, I'm sorry, but like, even if I had sons, you can't marry them because you're not Jewish, right? I mean, that's what you would think she would say. Why is
Maybe-
she even, talking about this possibility? It's not possible. Why would Naomi want these two non-Jewish girls to get involved with her family again?
That's a question I can't really answer. I'm not sure. I don't know. How,
The whole thing, it doesn't fit together.
Maybe
No.
in those days it was easier to convert, and she would probably think, oh well, if I had these, if I gave birth, then they would convert.
Yeah, but at that point, right where they are at that point,
Yeah, but
standing at
maybe
the
she was
border
just
of-
thinking that. She was thinking that. That's why she was able to say it.
Yeah, but they're not, no one knew at that, they were not permitted to marry Naomi's sons, even if she had them. And even if she gave birth. No one knew that Moabite women could convert. So,
Mm.
so why is Naomi even saying that?
That's the,
Right?
yeah, I mean,
I don't
the whole,
know.
the whole exchange here, how do you understand what Naomi's statement was, right?
Right.
What you were, what, even if they wanted to come back and live as Ger Toshuvim, they don't want to convert. They will live like Ger Toshuvim amongst the Jewish people. And so they'll find another Ger Toshuv. They'll find a nice, righteous non-Jew to live with, and they'll have families
Right.
and set up home, and they'll be part of the outskirts of the Jewish people, and they'll live happily ever after. But so what is, if that's what they meant, what does Naomi have to start speaking about that she has no children in her womb? I mean, the Malbim
Right.
points out that even if Naomi was pregnant at the time, by the time the child would be born and would grow up and be able to be married, the Ruth and Orpah, will they be Zakanim? They'll be over 45, 50 years old. They wouldn't be able to have children themselves.
I've got here a note in that this book has got. Turn back, my daughters, go along. 3 times it is written shuvna, turn back. That's corresponding to the 3 times that a would-be convert persuaded.
Mhm.
If he still persists,
Right.
He's accepted. Midrash.
Right.
Right, but Naomi doesn't have the koyach to convert them. She, I mean, it's a parallel, but still, she's not going through the conversion process by doing that.
I don't know what it means here. He is accepted. If he still persists, he's accepted. In those days, maybe that's all you needed to do. No?
No. You needed a bezdin, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Or maybe half converted, completed by the best in, on your way to be converted.
And but the whole point, but the question still arises: why weren't they converted originally? Now they wake up and decide they want to convert.
Hmm.
When the father was around and the sons were around, no one had the brilliant idea of converting these 2 women.
Hmm.
Even if they were over there in by Moab. So go back there to Israel, get yourself a base din, and get these girls converted.
Hmm.
I don't know. Right now, the whole situation is not very clear.
Right.
Right. Okay.
But okay, let's go on.
And it's interesting also that Naomi doesn't say to them, listen, you're go back to the palace, you're princesses. Go back and live a life of, she didn't even bring that subject up.
Right. I mean, well,
Right? She says go back,
Yeah, she said go back, but like not like back to her
Right.
father. Why go back to the, if the father's a king, you let her said and go back to the father's house, right?
Sure. You would think you would think if she was trying to convince them that going back was a good idea, she would say, go back to the palace, you'll be a princess, you'll live a comfortable life, and you'll marry a prince, and Zehu, but she doesn't even use that as a persuasion,
Right. All right,
which
let's
would be
go.
normal.
Okay, good. Let's go
Okay.
back. Let's go to the next pasuk, Yud Beis.
Shovna binosai lechna ki zakanti mihios leish ki amarti yesh li sikva gam hayisi halayla leish v'gam yaladti banim. Return, my daughters, go, because I am old, and even if I were to have a husband, I'm too old to have a husband. Because if I were to say that there is hope for me, also, if I would be tonight with a man, and also I bore sons.
It looks like continue to the next.
Well, I have a question on this.
Next
Why
pasuk.
why is she saying she's too old to marry? She's not. She could get married, Naomi. She's too old to have children, but she's not too old to marry. So what
Right.
does it mean? L'chein ki zakanti mios leish. I'm too old to have a man. She's not too old to have a man. She's just too old to bear children.
Well, that's most likely what she means. What does it mean exactly?
Yeah, what does it yos leish? What does that mean?
I think you have to continue to find out to pasuk
Okay.
13.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue on.
Halahain te sabrina ad asher yigdalu halahain te agena levilti hayom leish al binosai ki mar li maod mikem ki yatsa vi yad Hashem. Okay, would you wait for them until they're grown? Would you shut yourselves off from them and have no husbands? No, my daughters, for I am very bitter for you, for the hand of God has gone out against me.
Right. Oh, now I want this. I think the Rashi here is gonna on this pasuk. The Rashi's a key in this pasuk. Let's take a look at the Rashi. If you have the Rashi here in pasuk Yud Beis.
I don't have Rashi.
Roy, do you have the Rashi there?
No, for Yud Beis, no, I don't think so. I haven't got a Rashi as such, but I don't know if I've got a Rashi note. No, I've got a lot of other references, but they don't give Rashi.
Uh,
Ki zakanti meos leish.
yes, Yeah, very good, Barry. That's right.
That's the one? Okay,
Correct.
I have it here, but it's, I'm gonna need some help. This print is kind of small for my prescription.
Well,
The oth-
if you want,
Yeah,
maybe I should put it on the screen if I can? Let's see.
mhm.
Uh,
I should have brought my magnifying glass.
let's see. Here.
I have an interesting comment while you're looking at that.
Yeah,
sure. According to the opinion that Ruth and Orpah had not converted before marrying Machlon and Kilyon, they could marry Naomi's future sons, as their first marriages were then void by Torah law, and the prohibition of marrying a brother's widow would not apply.
right. That's basically Rashi. That's Rashi. I don't think you credit to Rashi, but Rashi's saying that basically. Um, 1 second. Okay.
Maybe I'll get,
I'm gonna see if I can't put the Rashi on the screen first of all here.
okay. I can go up, I can run upstairs and get my magnifying glass. If that might be faster.
Hopefully this won't take too much
Okay.
time.
Okay. Mhm.
Where are you getting the Rashi from, Rabbi?
Yes, Lou, go ahead.
I'm sorry?
Mm,
I'll be right back.
let's see. Rashi should be coming up in a moment. Okay, it should be coming up on your screens in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, should be able to see that now.
I can't see it yet.
Okay,
I just got, no, I just got the,
I see it now.
Ah,
Ki zakanti mehios leish. Because I am too old to have a husband. She anshe lo ve'olid banim. That people for him to have sons.
right.
Usanasha, vitinasho lahem she'enam asurim lachem. That the children would not be forbidden to you. The
Right, that,
ein chem isorim lahem. That it's not for you forbidden for them, mishum eshes achi, because of the law of the wife of his brother. Shelo haya be'ol,
the brother's wife.
the brother's wife, right. Shelo haya be'olamo she'ena zekuka liavam. That the law of a yibum does not attach. Lefi shelo hayu limchalon. Because there was not for machlon, bechilyon and kilyon, kedoshin, marriage, bahem, with them. Shenich rayos. I don't know what shenich rayos is.
Nichroyos. They were right. The marriage of Machlon Bechilyon, right? There wasn't kedushin there. There was no Jewish marriage there, because the women, Ruth, Orpah, they were Nachrios. They were non-Jewish women.
Nachrios, non-Jewish women. Hayu, they were non-Jewish women. Velo nis gayaru, and they had not converted.
wow.
The Akshav, and now Hain Baos, they Baos Lehis Gayar. What's Baos?
Meaning now they're coming beforehand they weren't misguided, but now they're coming to misguide.
Okay. Kamo Shinamar, as it is stated, Ki itcha nashuv la'amcha, because we want to return to your people. Me'ata niyeh la'am echad, from now to be for one nation. So that's what I was saying before, that when they said to your, you want to go to your people, that was their saying they wanted to convert.
Right,
He,
exactly. Now they're coming to convert. So here we see the Rashi's taking a stand, right? And he's saying clearly at the time of the original marriage, the Machlon and Kilion, Ruth and Orpah were non-Jews. They had not converted. And now is the time when they're choosing to convert. At the time when Nahu was sending them away, now they're choosing to be converted.
right.
And they were married 10 years, right? Is that what we came?
Apparently, the pasuk said 10 years. That
Right.
seems to indicate they were married for that amount of time. Apparently,
So it's very
Okay.
interesting that these two marriages for 10 years didn't produce offspring.
right. For both of them, right? For both of them.
Yeah, it's very, very unique.
Mhm. Okay. Look, I want to review this Rashi first thing tomorrow because this is the key Rashi we need to try and help us out of some of the questions we've been dealing with up until now.
Okay,
This is a key Rashi, and so we'll review it again tomorrow. In the meantime, we'll take a short break and begin the Shir and Halacha in a few moments.
If you can send this to me, Rabbi, I'd like
Okay.
to print it.
Good.
Rabbi,
Excuse me.
if you can send me this Rashi, I'd like to print it.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Very good. I can send
Either
that to
send me
you
the
for
link
sure.
where you got it from, or just send me the actual Rashi, either way.
Yeah, I'll send you a copy of the document. I'll send you the document that I have.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rabbi Furst. Again, sorry for coming late. See you guys later.
Have a good day, Roy.
okay, have a good day, Roy.
Have a good afternoon and hope to see you tomorrow.